Did you think about what the fairy's decision will be? What would you do? The fairy considered. The pain was already curling around her abdomen. She thrust out her wrist. I'll take it. I thought you might. Butler. The giant manservant unwrapped a soft Velcroed case containing a syringe gun and 2 vials. He loaded the clear one, shooting it into the sprite's clammy arm. The fairy stiffened momentarily and then relaxed. Strong magic, she breathed. Yes, but not as strong as your own will be when I give you the second injection. Now give me the book. The sprite reached into the folds of her filthy robe, rummaging for an age. Artemis held his breath. This was it. Soon the Fowls would be great again. A new empire would rise, with Artemis Fowl II at its head. The fairy woman withdrew a closed fist. It's no use to you anyway. It's written in the old tongue. Artemis nodded, not trusting himself to speak. She opened her knobbly fingers. Lying in her palm was a tiny golden book the size of a matchbox. Here, human. 30 of your minutes. No more. Butler took the tiny tome reverentially, so he very carefully took that little teeny tiny book and began photographing each wafer-thin page of the book. The process took several minutes. When he was finished, the entire volume was stored on the camera's chip. Artemis preferred not to take any chances with information. Airport security equipment had been known to wipe many a vital disk, so he instructed his aide to transfer the files to his portable phone and from there email it to Fowl Manor in Dublin. Before the 30 minutes were up, the file containing every symbol in the fairy book was sitting safely in the Fowl server. Artemis returned the tiny volume to its owner. It was nice doing business with you. The sprite lurched to her knees. The other potion, human? Artemis smiled. Oh, yes. The restoring booster. I suppose I did promise. Yes, human promised. Very well. But before we administer it, I must warn you that the purging is not pleasant. You're not going to enjoy this one bit. The fairy gestured around at the squalid filth around her. You think I enjoy this? I want to fly again. Butler loaded the second vial. Elfie wants to fly too. She's named after Elphaba from Wicked, the wicked witch that flies, defies gravity. She'd like to fly too. Butler loaded the second vial, shooting this one straight into carotid artery. The sprite immediately collapsed on the mat, her entire frame quivering violently. Time to leave, commented Artemis. 100 years of alcohol leaving a body by any means possible is not going to be a pretty sight. The butlers had been serving the fowls for centuries. It had always been that way. Indeed, there were several eminent linguists of the opinion that this was how the common noun had originated, where the term butler came from. The first record of this unusual arrangement was when Virgil Butler had been contracted as servant, bodyguard, and cook to Lord Hugo de Fole for one of the first great Norman crusades. At the age of 10, Butler children were sent to a private training center in Israel, where they were taught the specialized skills necessary to guard the latest in the fowl line. These skills included cordon bleu cooking. Did you see that coming? Marksmanship, ability to use a weapon. A customized blend of martial arts, emergency medicine, and information technology. If at the end of their training there was not a fowl to guard, then the butlers were eagerly snapped up as bodyguards for various royal persons, generally in Monaco or Saudi Arabia. Once a fowl and a butler were put together, they were paired for life. It was a demanding job and lonely, but the rewards were handsome if you survived to enjoy them. If not, then your family received a 6-figure settlement plus a monthly pension. The current butler had been guarding young Master Artemis for 12 years, since the moment of his birth. And though they had adhered to the age-old formalities, they were much more than master and servant. Artemis was the closest thing Butler had to a friend, and Butler was the closest Artemis had to a father, albeit one who obeyed orders from a 12-year-old. Butler held his tongue until they were aboard the Heathrow connection from Bangkok. Then he had to ask, Artemis? Artemis looked up from the screen of his power book. He was getting a head start on the translation. Yes. The sprite. Why didn't we simply keep the book and leave her to die? A corpse is evidence, Butler. My way, the people will have no reason to be suspicious. But the sprite? I hardly think she will confess to showing humans the book. In any case, I mixed a slight amnesiac into her second injection. When she finally wakes up, this last week is going to be a blur. Butler nodded appreciatively. Always 2 steps ahead. That was Master Artemis. People said he was a chip off the old block. They were wrong. Master Artemis was a brand new block, the likes of which had never been seen before. Doubts assuaged, Butler returned to his copy of Guns and Ammo, leaving his employer to unravel the secrets of the universe. So now that you have a little glimpse into the character traits of Artemis and Butler, try to find that YouTube, and maybe I'll even put it up here, the trailer for the new movie, and see if you can see how different what I'm saying to you is. The Artemis of this series compared to the Artemis presented in the trailer, not even close, not even close. So hopefully I have your interest and you're intrigued, and they'll be back tomorrow for chapter 2.